Do a show in Des Moines, I'll move and then kill myself. All right? No, I'm in New York.
All right, I say Giants.
No, the Giants finished third, 1.117 million. So it did over 1.1 million.
Wait, the Giants were third?
Giants finished third in New York yesterday.
But
one of three that had over a million.
So I mean, it's got to be Yankees then, right?
Yankees finished second, 1.195.
So the Jets beat out the Giants?
No. The Jets finished last at 214,000.
Wow.
Now, I think what killed the Jets is, believe it or not, it was non-competitive in the second half, right? And the Giant game went down to the wire. So
and the Giants and the Jets played against each other at one.
They did play against each other, and the Giants had 1.1 million and the Jets 214,000, which is surprisingly low to me. So the winner of the day was Buffalo, Kansas City at 1.45 million.
And what was the Yankees again?
1.195. Wow.
That's football.
Now, the Yankees were going up against the Eagle Cowboys.
Which was 22 million nationally, right?
Yeah.
What was that in New York?
Which, 892,000.
So Yankees kicked their butt is what you're saying.
And how about this? In Philadelphia, 61 share in Philly.
Wow.
Wow. It's a lot of horse poop.
I mean, I was saying to Peter, it's like the NFL has the MASH finale every Sunday. Like they just have. It's amazing, and it was a terrific game. It was basically standalone. There was only a couple of 405s, right? And all of them stunk. So most of the country got Chiefs Bills. It was a continuation from the playoffs last year.
Gorge.
But for that to win New York.
All right, so here's the question, Don.
Crazy.
If you're TBS tonight, do you want the game delayed till 9:30? Then you've pretty much outlasted most of Monday Night Football, or do you want tomorrow all alone?
Yeah, but are you going to get tomorrow all alone at night?
No, because then you're going to go up against the National League Championship Series.
So but you don't want to play that game in the afternoon.
No, they probably played at 5, I would think, because the winning team has to travel to Houston, and then you lose me.
I don't think they have to be overly concerned about the game tonight. I mean, the Bronco games have been absolute snooze fests, and this is a winner-take-all game. So I play it tonight. I wouldn't worry about it. Now, you'll lose some of your audience because people are just sick about football. But I would think a winner-take-all. The Broncos have, Michael, this is, I think, the third time they've been in prime time?
Well, they thought Russ was going to cook.
I know. They did the right thing. Broncos have a huge fan base. We thought they were going to be very good. But, Peter, you've seen one of the games, they won 11-10. That San Francisco game? It set back football 50 years, that game.
By the way, speaking of which, Ballard sent me a ruthless private tweet.
Oh, no. What did he say?
That I have to expose.
A private tweet?
Yeah, he DM'd me.
You guys are friends? Ballard. He can't send you a text?
Well, no, he forwarded me a tweet. So, he DM'd it.
Oh, I see.
And it was a tweet from Russell Wilson a few hours ago. The tweet simply read, "For your glory, Jesus." And Ballard responded to it and said, "About to throw for 180 yards, a touchdown, and 2 interceptions for all the glory." Because Russell Wilson's lines right now are putrid.
My source, Michael, for ratings has just told me that Nielsen is taking back the Jet Packer number. So something must have went wrong. 214,000 to me sounded absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, so there must have been some sort of...
There's 212 now.
There's no take-backs rule in ratings?
I wish there were.
That'd be nice. Now, that just seemed very low.
Let's take a brief timeout,
Please.
And then we'll take some phone calls. We have a big ENN. There's no bigger ENN than the one that leads into a winner-take-all. None. Zero. So Peter has to be up to the task right here on Yes, 98.7 ESPN.
Get in on the action with Prize Picks. Simply pick 2 or more players to win up to 10 times your money.
How do you feel? 10 times my money? Woohoo! I can't wait.
Join over 1 million people who found a better way to play. Prize Picks is available in your state. Download the app today and get your first deposit matched up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy.
The Kebab Shop is a fast casual Mediterranean brand. We decided to make the transition to Square to have a cloud-based point of sale. Having all of our systems communicate with each other is more than essential. It's a lifesaver. Now, when you have 27 restaurants in all these different cities, this dream can slowly start becoming a reality.
Square has tools for every size and shape of business. Get started free at square.com.
Welcome to Casper. This is where dreams begin. Here, a cozy night's sleep is crafted piece by piece, helping you relieve the day's pressures, fall asleep with ease, and stay comfortably cool all night. Awaken the potential of your well-rested self. Casper.
We're all on our own journey towards achieving our dreams, but we don't have to do it alone. Luckily, I found Zen Business, and they flawlessly helped me navigate all the required filings with the state.
Personally, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed until I found Zen Business. Their all-in-one platform made the whole process so easy. Entrepreneurs like us know how big a relief it is to have someone there to handle all of this business stuff so we can stay focused on growing our business.
Check them out and get your business started at zenbusiness.com/TV.
Do your team brainstorms seem like they go nowhere sometimes?
Monica, where in this are the plant notes I sent you? I can't tell. If the final strategy is as messy as this, we're in trouble.
Now, with ClickUp Whiteboards, not only can Monica brainstorm with her team, create complex workflows, and formulate plans, she can turn all those ideas into action in the #1 productivity platform. Working hard just got easy.
Take control of your health by boosting your force field, the immune system. With the Aura Ring, you can listen to your body's signals and raise your defenses. Aura tells you when your temperature is higher than normal, how to improve your sleep, or if your heart rate shows signs of stress, so you can decide to push yourself or to lie low. Live smarter, stronger, healthier with the Aura Ring. Aura.
Just a pea-sized amount of Lumi applied between your butt cheeks like this. I will demonstrate. Just kidding, I won't. Like this. We put Lumi to the test and compared it to a shower. 12 hours after a shower with soap and water, the average crotch has an odor score of 5 to 6 out of 10. 12 hours after a shower and applying Lumi, you're at a 0 out of 10. No odor all day. I'm not a mathematician, but I think it means that Lumi is infinitely more effective than a shower alone. So just take a shower or shower with Lumi and be 0 out of 10.
Welcome everyone, and let's find our fit. You feeling that fit yet?
Must be the pants.
What can I say? I'm in love.
You're in love with pants?
Yeah, with pants. Want to get into these pants? I know you do.
I know, boss. Woo! I love my waist, I love my legs, and I love what covers them.
This is a man in love.
Yeah, that's pants, baby!
Keep it going. That fit isn't gonna find itself.
You done yet? It's 2 a.m. Why are you still scrolling through videos? You're not paying me overtime here. If you really want to see something new, why not change those shades that have been broken for the past 2 years? Let's tap the Thumbtack app, and in a matter of seconds, we'll find a pro to install new shades.
Okay.
With Thumbtack, you can easily find top-rated professionals for every home project.
Thumbtack, the easy way to care for your home.
See yourself in the Lululemon Studio Mirror with more than 10,000 workouts. led by world-class instructors. Featuring guest fitness studios like Pure Barre, Rumble, and more. Your perfect workout is waiting in the ultimate home gym. So join in now and see yourself move in the Lululemon Studio Mirror.
Org now to join us.
Get trending with off-field fashion as designers from FIT style celebrities from the sports world and beyond. Off-field fashion, exclusively on the Yes app.
Hey everyone, I'm Ali Melendez. Join me for a brand new series, Well Life NYC, exclusively on the Yes app. We're taking a wellness journey to explore what New Yorkers are doing to be their happiest and healthiest selves. From workout classes, I feel good, I feel set up for success, to relaxation, to finding the proper balance. So fresh. Let's get well, New York. I am so excited to get into this. Let's do it. Woo! Stream new episodes of Well Life NYC now on the Yes app.
The Yankees division series comes down to a do-or-die Game 5. And Yes is your home field advantage with extensive coverage from the network that knows the Bombers best. Pre-game, post-game, around every game. But is winner take all? ALDS Game 5 pregame starts tonight at 6 on Yes and the Yes app.
All right, here's your chance to see the Jets take on New England at MetLife Stadium. Be caller number 10 right now at 888-987-ESPN, and you're going to score a pair of tickets. Brought to you by the New York Jets. Lock in your seats for Sunday, October 30th at 1 p.m. for a divisional matchup when the Jets host the Patriots, presented by the New Jersey Lottery. Get your tickets at nyjets.com/tickets. For full contest rules, go to espnnewyork.com. If the Yankees aren't playing that day, I am going to that game. That's all there is to it. Peter, you have a black dot on your forehead. You must get it taken care of. It looks like part of
it's just a piece of his headphones, I would think.
Still there. Still there.
No. It's right at the hairline. You're right there. There it goes.
There you got it. Got it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Gorgeous. He's a really handsome guy.
I'm looking out for you, my friend. Aaron Boone spoke earlier today, and he gave his expectations for Jameson Taillon.
He could definitely give us length, but I would probably be fairly aggressive with everyone we have down there today, just depending on how the game's going, how he's doing, score leverage, all those kind of things. So we'll be aggressive, but he certainly feel like he could give us length.
Now, he was asked, could you use Garrett Cole tonight?
Yeah, I'd be hesitant. Yeah, he's already told me he's available, but yeah, I mean, I'd probably be a little hesitant to use him, but you never know where the day takes you.
All right, interesting conundrum. I'm wondering what you guys would do. Would you prefer to play tonight with Taillon against Cibao, or would you rather play tomorrow where all of a sudden Shane Bieber comes back into play? He's outstanding, former Cy Young Award winner. And then Nestor Cortez comes back into play, who pitched better than Bieber probably this year, but both of them would be playing on short rest. I think I'd rather play tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I'd rather play tonight. And because then tomorrow, really, it certainly doesn't play into your favor if you happen to win.
Right.
With all the players unavailable, having a short turnaround, have to fly, get into, even if they start I don't know if they'll start the game at 5, but if they did start at 5, Michael, you'd be getting late. It would be a disaster. It's tough enough as it is that your day off is going to be flying to Houston. But as far as just winning Game 5, you're still coming off the momentum of a win. And do you really want whatever advantages you have are going to be even more of an advantage for Cleveland? All the pitchers that haven't worked since Game 3,
further rested. Yep,
would be even more rested, and then the Bieber. So just play it tonight. But the last thing you want to do, Michael, is start that game, stop it, lose Taillon altogether because you can't bring him back. Then it's an all bullpen game. And the weather's not cooperating, and it just stinks.
Guardians manager Terry Francona on tonight's weather. Everybody was on the same page when we spoke, that as long as we can play the game, not have it look like it's going to get interrupted, and have that force a little bit of an outcome, we'd like to play. So there you have it.
Yeah, and that's not ideal either, right? To have such a decisive game, an important game, a highly rated game, played compromised, where people might be able to might get hurt because the bases are slick,
but you have to think
play compromised.
You have to think anything weird tonight. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. You have to think anything weird about tonight, whether it means they started a weird time or the weather's bad, field's wet, whatever. Doesn't all of that work to the advantage of the Guardians?
I don't think necessarily, no. No, I don't think. Why do you think that?
Listen, it's just a philosophy, and it could be a wrong one. But my theory always is that if there's weather or weirdness, it always favors the team that needs some breaks, that needs some things to go their way. You know, getting the Yankees' rhythm off, getting the crowd to feel, you know, you start the game at 9:30, the crowd's already kind of worn out by the time the game starts. I just feel like all of those factors can benefit the underdog.
Now, it's been a very competitive series, right, Michael? It's 2-2.
Absolutely.
But the overwhelming favorite, I think, are the Yankees.
Absolutely.
Vegas has them at minus 155. I don't think anybody expects the Guardians to win this game. So to Peter's point, anything that might disrupt the Giant,
I think, is helpful to the Guardians, yeah.
Don, how forward-thinking am I? I saw the forecast, right? Saw the forecast.
Yeah.
Put into my briefcase the Jeff Pearlman, Bo Jackson book, which I've read 2 chapters. It's amazing.
I finished it.
Did you? How did it end up? What's Bo doing now?
Bo is being Bo. That's his life. I don't want to give too much away.
No, I don't.
No, but as somebody that followed it, because that was right in my wheelhouse growing up as a sports fan, this is going to sound crazy, and I can't wait to interview him. It's his best book.
And he's had great books.
But he interjects some personality into it, and he is, as the duality of his personality, Bo Jackson, is out of, at times in this book, he's the biggest piece of garbage, and at other times, he's the nicest guy in the world. It is so strange.
Now, the first couple of chapters would fall under the garbage part, like killing boars and everything, and throwing in the entrails back. Very odd. We're going to say goodbye to Yes.
Yeah.
Because they have the pregame show coming up. But coming up on Rayro 98.7, it's going to be A&N.
Rayro.
So stay tuned for that. We got a lot to do. So this is the K Show. Okay.
That's all for the Michael K. Show for tonight. Coming up next, all of our coverage begins with the pregame show as the Yankees get set to take on Cleveland in Game 5 of the ALDS. We're back tomorrow at 3 right here on Yes. Have a great night, everybody.
Custom Ink helps us celebrate and drive our students' achievements with custom gear. They love Custom Ink's different styles and designs. We love how Custom Ink makes the process simple with their easy-to-use design lab, expert artists ready to help, and unbeatable customer service. Custom Ink allows our kids to show everyone their accomplishments and the pride they have in our school. When we place an order, I know they got our back, so we can focus on the kids.
Custom Ink has hundreds of products to help you feel connected. Upload your logo or start your design today at customink.com.
She got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average, it's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in, can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, I like the way you work it, no diggity. I got to bag it up, I like the way.
I'm so very proud to be an Acorns investor.
It's an app. You invest your change, and you have people micro-investing. That's a way to get people more comfortable investing.
Acorns is a company that helps families like the way I grew up with a single mother who had 2 jobs, is help the 99% invest their money over time.
I wanted to improve my credit score as quickly as possible. Borrowing from Upstart was incredibly simple. The interest rates were incredibly attractive. Going through the process took just a couple of minutes. The approval process was basically instantaneous, and I got the money within a few days. Paying off those credit cards meant a lot. It felt empowering to have control over my own credit destiny. There couldn't be a simpler process for paying off your credit cards.
This is not something you just watch. This
This is how you power your career, grow an epic garden, or make a quick dinner unforgettable.
Oh, this is about to be fire.
This is not sitting back or zoning out. This is your voice.
This is your canvas. This is another way of playing.
This is where you stop scrolling and start doing with thousands of lessons from the best to ever do it. This is not streaming.
This is Masterclass.
Casino app. Use the promo code and get $50 in free casino credits when you deposit $25. Action's so good, why play blackjack anywhere else?
Drizzly makes it easy to shop a huge selection of beer, wine, and liquor from wherever I am. I just open the app, find what I want, and it's at my door in under 60 minutes.
Drizzly. Ding dong, Drizzly.
Aaron Judge has set the New York Yankees single-season home run record. Celebrate this historic moment with this commemorative limited edition bat and ball with the official Aaron Judge logo. Call now or go to fanatics.com/Judge62 to order. This exclusive limited edition Aaron Judge logo bat and ball will be yours to cherish for a lifetime. Honoring Aaron Judge in this historic moment in Yankees history. Go online or call 888-720-4036. That's 888-720-4036.
Rookie on rookie. The pull up is great. Oh my goodness! Hurry. Chances. Big time three. Harris is open. But they gave him a little daylight. Dynamite.
We have the drive, we have the motivation, and now it's just to act on it.
Our House is gonna be a movie featuring Nicki Minaj, Kodak Black, Tim's, 5EO Foreign, Moneybag Yo, and more. Saturday, October 29th at the Prudential Center in Newark. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
Two teams having memorable years. Two division champions. Only one can advance beyond tonight. Facing elimination Sunday, the Yankees pushed back and did what they needed to do to send this series to its limit.
Line to center, a base hit. Torres coming home. The throw will be not in time.
And the pitch is swung on, hit in the air to left field. That ball is gone. Wow. A two-run home run by Harrison Bader. He struck him on swing. Got him looking. Caught out and missed.
Cole did what he was supposed to do and what he's paid to do. He had to give them length. He gave them 7 innings.
Big strikeout for Cole, his 7th of the night.
Struck him out swing.
He's given them 7, and he walks off with a 4-2 lead.
This is a legacy game for Cole.
Just a huge, big-time performance in this environment to get us back home.
Ball game over. Yankees win their biggest win of the year by far.
Now the action has returned to the Bronx, where a trip to the ALCS is on the line. Guardians, Yankees, Game 5, winner take all. The division series began 6 days ago in the Bronx, and by winning Game 4 last night, the Yankees made sure Cleveland would have to board another flight to New York. Games like the one these teams are about to play have featured incredible moments in the past. Bigger matchups await the winner, but for either the Yanks or Guardians, tonight's game could be a stepping stone on the way to a world championship. They cannot both advance, although neither is ready to have their season brought to an end. The first 3 spots are set for the league championship round of the playoffs, and tonight, these clubs will do everything in their power to make sure that they have the final spot when the game is done. The chess match between Aaron Boone and Terry Francona will continue with a packed house cheering the Yanks on. The starting pitchers are going to be Aaron Cibao and Jameson Taillon. Cibao will make his first career postseason appearance, and Taillon is starting for the first time. He took a loss out of the bullpen in Game 2 of this series, although he did win a start against the Guardians in the regular season. Cibao lost twice to the Yankees during this season, allowing 10 runs in 9 innings. We hope you're having a great night. Welcome to the Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz, John Flaherty, Jack Curry, and Michael Kay with you. Well, it's all down to a Game 5 winner take all, and if you're
like anybody else watching baseball, you hang on every pitch, knowing, Flash, that one pitch or one swing could be the difference.
Yeah, it really could be the difference at any point in this ball game. And there are nights and games where managers throw a lineup out there, you throw a starting pitcher out there, and you try to stay out of the way. Tonight is not one of those nights. It is a time to shine for both managers, and I will also say probably both analytical departments on matchups with pitching and the pitching decisions and when they happen in this game.
I'm going back to something that Aaron Judge said before this series began. He said that playing postseason baseball in New York is like heaven. Well, if the Yankees really want to make it just like heaven tonight, they have to win. And to John's point, wherever you are in the field tonight, whether you're pitching, hitting, or fielding, you could be involved in a play that determines your team's fate, whether or not you continue to play or whether you go home. But you can't think that way. You have to treat this like just another baseball game. Believe in yourself. I also think it's important to score first and put the pressure on the opponent.
The thing that I'm impressed with is that Garrett Cole, who won yesterday's game with 7 strong innings, he set the tone today. He walked into Aaron Boone's office and said, I can pitch today. That means every one of the other 25 guys on that roster has to be ready to work. They have to be ready, whether it's Severino, whether it's Tor, anybody that has to take the ball has to take the ball. And it's that sort of game, and you can't leave anybody on the lineup card without the name scratched out.
Well, Walt Jamison-Tyone certainly has the ability to work deep into tonight's game. That does not appear to be something Aaron Boone is looking for. This afternoon when he spoke to the media, including our Meredith Morakovitz, Boone was asked how far he sees Tyone going.
He could definitely give us length, you know, but I would probably be fairly aggressive with everyone we have down there today, just depending on, you know, how the game's going, you know, how he's doing, score leverage, all those kind of things. So we'll be aggressive, but he certainly feel like he could give us length.
What do you like about Tyone in this situation, win or go home?
I just feel like he's going to handle the situation, you know, mentally, emotionally, all those things. He's such a pro. He's pitched, you know, I feel like a handful of really big games for us over the last couple of years, maybe a game within the season that felt like a big game at the time, or we needed a long start, and he's always kind of been there and been that rock for us. He's had a really good year on balance. I feel like he was throwing the ball really well down the stretch for us, and just feel a lot of comfort in handing him the ball.
All right, so it's interesting when it comes to Tyone. Could he give them length? The answer is yes. But, Jack, when you look at putting relievers in early in the game, maybe you get uber aggressive doing that, the chance that you're burning through more relievers, one of those guys could not be having his best day.
Right, you're asking everyone to be perfect if you decide to use a lot of relievers. So that's what Boone is going to be asking, and Francona is going to be asking, because we are going to see a lot of relievers tonight. I think sometimes we search for answers, and we get them within the answers that a manager gives us. Aaron Boone said he's going to be fairly aggressive. He threw the modifier in there, fairly aggressive. I think he's going to be aggressive. I could see Tyone perhaps getting this game into the 3rd or the 4th inning. I know that Nestor Cortez looms out there. You have a righty in Tyone. If you come up in a lane where you've got a couple of Guardians lefties ready to hit, I think that's a Cortez moment.
What you're saying to me actually frightens me about this game, because this is not played like any other game this year. The managers get too aggressive. I understand that you can't let anything get away from you, but they are so quick to put their imprint on this game. I call it fat hands. They want their fat hands in every single thing, and I think this is a game that the managers will win or lose. I really do. They're going to be calling on certain players, but if you're going to call on 9 relievers, as Bob said, there's a chance one of those relievers is not going to have it that day. So they don't let the game breathe in times like this. Sometimes they get too panicky. I worry about that.
Yeah, it's a game of matchups, and for me, the matchup to watch all night long is going to be Jose Ramirez, who has put up good numbers in this series and gotten his hits, but he hasn't wrecked a game yet. In order for the Guardians to do something, he's got to have one big swing of the bat. So is it Nestor Cortez who comes in to eliminate him? Is it Jonathan Loaizaga maybe in the middle part of the game? These are the decisions, and Aaron Boone is sitting there tonight saying, I got to be aggressive. I got to make some moves. If they work out, his ALDS is going to be beautiful. If they don't work out, we're going to be talking again about him after we did after Game 3.
We'll talk more about the bullpens coming up in just a bit. Right now, we check out the Yankees lineup presented by Toyota, and it's the same as last night's starting lineup. Anthony Rizzo, great numbers in his career against their starter, Aaron Cibao, 5 for 10 with a double and 2 home runs. Aaron Judge, 3 for 13 off Cibao with 4 strikeouts, and in this series, Judge is 2 for 16 with a walk and 9 strikeouts. So the storyline, Michael, for the Yankees has been who steps up in the absence of Judge, because Judge to this point has struggled a little bit.
Well, I think the Yankees have been okay offensively, even with Judge struggling. They've put up enough runs. They really have. Even the game that they lost, Game 3, that was the game I thought they had enough to win. You're not going to score a lot of runs against the Guardians. Guardians have good starting pitching and outstanding bullpen. So they're not going to put a lot of runs up. But they've hit the home run the way they're supposed to, the way they're designed to. So I don't think that's an issue. I think when you look at that lineup, though, you're going to look at Aaron Hicks, because Aaron Hicks is the guy who's possibly going to get pinch hit for, and that's where you're going to see Carpenter. When will they actually say, okay, it's time to unleash Carpenter, and will he produce?
You look at Carpenter in this series, and I think the Yankees probably lament that they haven't been able to use him more often. One thing that they are not lamenting are the at-bats of Harrison Bader. And you talk about unlikely October heroes, the at-bats that Bader has had. Coming into this series, he didn't have a home run as a Yankee. Now he's got 3 home runs in 14 plate appearances. And I go back to the way Cole, who gave a mostly muted press conference, spoke so dynamically and so excitedly about Bader, calling him an impact player. So his first postseason with the Yankees has been positive.
Michael, you talked about the bullpen for Cleveland, how dominant they are. Cibao, their starter, is not that way, right? And I look at the first 3 innings of this game, and there may be one at bat. It's either Judge, it might be Stanton, it might be Rizzo, who has a couple of home runs against Cibao. The short porch in right field, one big swing of the bat from him early in this ball game could mean a 2 or 3 run home run, and it could be the difference in this game. So I'm looking for the at-bats against the starting pitcher and hopefully staying away from the at-bats against the relievers.
So they can set the tone offensively. The guy on the mound that can set the tone, obviously, Jameson Taillon. We want to look at highlights of his season presented by Acura. Less talk, more drive. Visit tryacura.com. And Michael, he took the ball 32 times, pitched to a 14-5 record, a sub-4 ERA, one of their most reliable and consistent starters.
Yeah, I have no fear with this guy. The only concern I have is he starts off games slowly, and we keep talking about the importance of being the first team to score. You give up a big 2-run home run in the first inning, you unplug the crowd. That worries me a little bit, but he's not going to scare. This is a guy who's beaten cancer. He's had Tommy John surgery. He's had a lot of adversity in his life, and he does not back down. I look at the year he had, very steady. He's a rock, and he's not going to get nervous out there.
And he's going to throw strikes. You look at Taillon's ledger this year. He faced 728 batters. He only walked 32 of them. I think he's at his best when he's smart, aggressive, but not overthinking what he's trying to do as a pitcher. There was a period this season where after one start, he said, I went out there and I was thinking too much. I was nibbling. I was trying to throw the perfect pitch. You're not only going to be able to throw the perfect pitch, but throw a very good pitch. I think Taillon can do that for the Yankees.
Jack, you hear me talk all the time about you know what you're going to get from certain pitchers, and you're right. Taillon is going to throw the ball over the plate. He's not going to walk anybody, and if there is a home run, it probably is going to be a solo shot off of him early on. Again, I go to that matchup with Ramirez. He has decent numbers against him. I would feel great if I was a teammate from Taillon taking the ball. Again, I thought Aaron Boone would try to stretch him out to maybe 4 or 5 innings and go to the relievers. It sounds like there might be a different strategy.
You know, we're talking about decisions to be made. There's one to be made about the weather as well. So we'll have an update on that as we move along, because you don't want to burn those starters and get this thing going and then have rain. We got a lot more coming up on the way as we set the table for the game. Meredith has the clubhouse report, and Taillon will be a focal point when she talks with David Cohn. We'll also break down the success the Yankees had against Aaron Cibao earlier this year when they defeated him at the stadium and in Cleveland. Plus, we'll highlight a few players who have the potential to be difference makers when the Yanks and Guardians wrap this series up. Stick around.
Hey, big man. Hey, Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
That's true.
What is it? Is it like home dogs? No. It's bird mascots.
No, I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools like time and spending limits to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Cool. You know what, man? I'm just going to keep this between you and me.
It's not a secret, Bob.
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours. It's more fun that way.
The previous owners left in a hurry, so the house comes with everything you see. Follow me. So, any questions?
We'll take it.
Great.
It will haunt your senses. The heart-pounding Audi SUV family. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
In this town, you need to be productive 24/7. One truck is up to the challenge. The Ford F-150. It's the only one available with a mobile generator, with a work surface in the front and in the back. And the only one that's part of F-Series. The best-selling trucks for 45 years straight and counting. Custom order your new Ford F-150 and get $1,000 bonus cash. See details at buyfordnow.com.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Audi. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local tri-state Audi dealer today.
We're trying to put our best foot forward. This is the playoffs, you know. Obviously there are certain games within a series that, take on that a little bit more meaning, but every game in the postseason is, man, let's, everything matters. And, I don't think anything changes for us today other than get to be at home. We're in our stadium. Hopefully that serves us well. And, hopefully we go out and play the way we're capable of.
I've been in the game a long time. And because of that, my feeling is that we really need to win tonight. That's kind of what I've learned over the years. That's kind of how I feel. I would say there's a lot of excitement. I mean, we have a chance to come into Yankee Stadium, knock them out, and move on. If you can't get excited for that, man, that's you don't have a heartbeat.
Well, Terry Francona and Aaron Boone have been here before, managing teams in winner-take-all situations when one team can advance in the postseason and the other is done. All time, the Yankees are an even 500 in those games played under those circumstances. Cleveland has lost 7 of 8 times. Good to have you back once again here on the pregame. Tonight will be the first time in a decade that the Yankees play Game 5 of a division series in the Bronx. The crowd should bring a great atmosphere to the stadium where Mother Nature could be a factor. Here is Meredith with the Clubhouse Report.
Thanks, Bob. As you can imagine, weather was a big topic of conversation pregame. Earlier in the day, it looked like this one could get rained out, but the forecast is now a little bit more favorable, and it looks as though they are more hopeful that there is going to be baseball this evening. If that happens, it's going to be Jameson Taillon getting the ball for the Yankees, as the guys already noted. It's going to be the first postseason start for Jameson Taillon. I asked Aaron Boone earlier today what he likes about Taillon going in Game 5, and he said he believes he can handle it both mentally and emotionally. They have seen him pitch in big games throughout the course of the season, and they've really liked the way he has handled himself. When I spoke to Taillon yesterday, he said it's all about attacking and not overthinking it, trying to prepare just like it is any other game. Now, that's probably easier said than done considering what's at stake tonight, win or go home for the Yankees. While Taillon probably could give them 90 to 100 pitches, Aaron Boone is going to be extremely aggressive with that bullpen with any sign of trouble when it comes to Taillon. Boone will have the full set of arms available out of that bullpen, probably with the exception of Garrett Cole, who just pitched yesterday. Boone did say Cole reached out to him today and said, I can go if you need me, but I don't think that Aaron Boone would go in that direction. Also, he indicated that he'd be a little nervous to go to Severino, having just pitched not too long ago as well. Wandy Peralta has been extremely efficient for the Yankees this series. He is in play tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how they try to navigate this game against the Guardians. As far as the lineup is concerned, business as usual there, as expected. Oswaldo Miguelito Cabrera is still in there at shortstop. It's going to be Jose Trevino behind the plate, and Aaron Hicks is your starting left fielder. Should be a fun one, Bob. Back to you.
Meredith, thank you for that. Checking out the Guardians lineup now presented by Toyota. It's the same order and defensive alignment they used in games 3 and 4. Leadoff hitter Stephen Kwan looks to stay hot. He's batting .412 in this series with a couple of extra base hits. The 7 through 9 batters, Arias, Hedges, and Straw, are batting just .179 in the series combined. And you look at Kwan and what he's been able to do, Jack, and if you can keep him off the bases and his speed off the bases, that could be a game changer.
It's a game changer in both directions, because if you're the Guardians, you love when Kwan goes up there and makes a pitcher throw 6, 7, 8, 9 pitches. He's flicking balls, fouling them off, making a pitcher work hard, getting on base. During the season, his on-base percentage was .373. And I know we don't talk about batting average as much anymore, but this kid hit .298. The last rookie to have an average that high for the Cleveland organization was Larry Doby, which, of course, is an iconic name in Cleveland history. I think he is a pest akin to the way Chuck Knobloch used to be a pest at the top of those Yankee orders.
The thing that scares me the most is the specter of Ramirez, because they've controlled him. A couple of bloops to left field, but this guy's one of the best players in baseball. He's probably going to finish 3rd in the American League MVP. If they can control him for one more game, they have a really good shot to win. But if he's batting left-handed, short right field porch at Yankee Stadium, that's the thing that gives me a little bit of the willies.
Yeah, one mistake could be the difference in the ball game. And I would say when I look at that Guardians lineup, that's the one player that I think has pressure on him, because he's carried this team this whole year. The rest of the club and how young they are they coming into Yankee Stadium saying we have nothing to lose, right? All the pressure is on the Yankees. Nobody expected us to be here. So let's just go out there nice and loose and relax, try to put the ball in play. And if our star player runs into one, we might come out of here with a win.
Well, Michael noted the power advantage earlier in the show. The Yankees have the edge over the Guardians in home runs 7-3. Up next in the Paul O'Neill Report, Jack talks with Paul about the Yanks lineup and keys to tonight's game.
Dear first place, how do you get to the top? When you see something you want, just keep on climbing. And don't let anything stand in your way. Yours, Tacoma.
Get 2.49% APR financing for a full 48 months on the Fun to Drive Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. If I had a day that I could give you, I'd give to you a day just like today.
1, 2, ding 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 tiki 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 ow ding 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 ding.
This is the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder and Rogue. With a range of drive modes and intelligent off-road technology, you can take a Sunday stroll in the least basic of places. The 2023 Nissan family of SUVs. Anything but basic.
Get a low $299 per month lease on Murano, or get no payments for 90 days on select vehicles.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Montefiore Einstein, state-of-the-art healthcare in New York City, Westchester, and the Hudson Valley.
41 years ago, Mr. October was the Game 5 hero when the Yankees beat Milwaukee in the first ever division series. It wouldn't become a regular part of the postseason for over a decade, and when it returned, beloved figures like Tino Martinez and Mariano Rivera played key roles in winner-take-all victories against Oakland. Could Jameson Taillon lift the Yankees tonight in the way that CC Sabathia did against Baltimore in 2012? Or maybe a hitter will step up the way Didi Gregorius did 5 years ago in another series against Cleveland. As we welcome you back to the pregame, Jack Curry here. I'm joined by Paul O'Neill. And Paul, I just referenced 2 division series in which you were a part of those Yankee teams going back against Oakland. What do you remember about those do-or-die experiences?
Well, they're fun times, obviously, because we did really well in them. But, you know, when you look at these games, they're very nerve-wracking as a player. The travel day, not having it. I remember when we went out to Oakland, I'm sure you remember, we ended up getting off to an unbelievable start that day. I think we scored 4 or 5 runs in the first couple innings, and then we just kind of coasted to a win. So I think these first 3-4 innings of tonight's game are so important for both sides.
Yeah, you look at those wins in 2000, you won in 5 games. In 2001, you guys lost the first 2 games against the Athletics before storming back and winning 3 straight. Paul, we always talk about do-or-die experiences, and we hear all hands on deck. To that point, Garrett Cole walked into Boone's office tonight and said, hey, I'm ready to give you something if you need me. What does all hands on deck mean to you as a former player?
Well, it's like what manager flinches first and gets to the bullpen. I think the first 3 or 4 innings are more important to the Yankees than they are the Indians. I think that Cibao, he's not a guy that would pitch Game 5, but if he can get through a couple at bats, a couple innings, and then give it to that bullpen that is well rested, Terry Francona is going to be very comfortable. Now, the Yankees need to come and realize they might only be facing this guy for 1 at bat. Very important to get off to a good start tonight.
Paul, when both Aaron Boone and Terry Francona spoke to the media before tonight's game, there were weather questions. There's uncertainty out there. As a player, how does that impact you when you want to get ready for the first pitch, but that scheduled time might be a moving target?
Yeah, it's very frustrating because, it's all about the schedule. It's all about when you take batting practice. It's all about when you eat the day of. It's about getting your mind ready. Now, if they have a delay and they say, okay, the game is going to start at 8 o'clock, that's not a big issue. But if you're supposed to start at 7 and then there is that uncertainty of maybe it's 7:30, maybe it's 8:30, then it's that button that you're trying to look for to turn everything on. And, there's so much at stake in this game tonight that hopefully the weather won't cause issues for either team.
Paul, there are so many players we could talk about in the Yankee lineup, but I want to focus on one unlikely power source, and that being Harrison Bader. He had never hit a home run as a Yankee when these playoffs started. Now he's hit 3 home runs in 4 games. What have you seen from Bader at the plate?
Well, he's got some fastballs early in the series and hit home runs. Yesterday, Plesac kind of hung a cutter. I think that they want to get him out with breaking balls away, but when he gets a fastball, he is right on it, and all of a sudden, he's hitting some of the harder balls he's hit all of his career. A monster series for him, and again, I mean, the Yankees acquired him for the playoffs, and so far, so good.
Paul, when you look at tonight's game, what would be your keys? Who is your X factor? What are going to be the things you really hone in on once we do see a first pitch tonight?
Well, that's the very important question, and that's what's so weird about going into a 1-game series, which this is. I mean, if you played the Yankees and Cleveland 162 games, 10 times out of 10 the Yankees would beat them. But in 1 game, 1 fluke play, 1 bad pitch, 1 error, 1 big home run can dictate you going on to the next round or going home. So it's very hard to say. Obviously, the Yankees need home runs. Cleveland needs base hits. So, you kind of look at it that way. But, again, I don't think the Yankees have played flawless baseball. They've played good enough to get to a Game 5. Either team gets ahead early. I think it's going to be very hard for the other team to come back.
Paul, I know you proposed doing this interview with Michael Kay for superstitious reasons. I want to let you know I had chicken parm for lunch, and I threw out all of the condiments that exist at Yes Network. So do you think I channeled Michael well enough by doing that?
It sounds like you know him well. I mean, if you would have added anything to it, I say, cut. We got to do this over. But you're right on pace for a good game, Jack. Nice job.
All right, we're ready to go. And David Cone is ready to go. He started one winner-take-all postseason game in his career. Game 5 of the 1995 Division Series between the Yankees and the Mariners. Up next, he and Meredith will have some thoughts on tonight's game.
Some people like to talk into microphones. We prefer dropping them. The MDX, a new era of premium performance.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the MDX.
Hey, big man.
Go ahead.
Dave told me you got some kind of great system for betting that really works.
That's true.
What is it? Is it like home dogs? No. It's bird mascots.
No, I just use FanDuel's responsible gaming tools like time and spending limits to manage my play.
That's the system.
Hasn't failed me yet.
Cool. You know what, man? I'm just going to keep this between you and me.
It's not a secret, Bob.
Every bettor has a system. Make FanDuel's responsible gaming tools a key part of yours. It's more fun that way.
You coming?
Yeah, I'm coming. The Volkswagen Taos. German engineering everyone can get into. Visit your tri-state Volkswagen dealer today to learn more about our vehicle lineup.
After 60 years in baseball, I know the breaks don't always go your way. 1 in 8 men will get diagnosed with prostate cancer. Over 34,000 will die every year. That's more than half a stadium. The Prostate Cancer Foundation's Home Run Challenge can help us save lives. Step up to the plate. The life you save could be your own. Go to homerunchallenge.org to learn more.
The military, for me, had become my life. There's nobody to relate to back home, so you're alone. And that's the worst feeling in the world. And that's when I found Wounded Warrior Project. I like to say that they saved my life, but it took some time for me to actually realize that I'm worth it. And that's the biggest thing. You have to realize you're worth it.
Well, just a few minutes ago, the Yankees sent out a tweet saying that tonight's game will begin in a delay and that the forecast will be reassessed at 7 o'clock. Whenever the action gets going, Jameson Taillon is going to start for the Yanks, and Garrett Cole was asked about him following Sunday's win.
Gary, you probably know Jameson as well as anybody here, playing with him in Pittsburgh, friends with him. What advice could you give him for tomorrow, which will be the biggest start of his life?
Just go out and do what he did to clinch the division against Toronto. That was some good stuff.
If Taillon has a performance similar to what he did in the division clincher, Cole mentioned, the Yankees could be in very good shape. That game in Toronto wasn't the first big spot in which Taillon has excelled. He also pitched well in postseason clinchers this season and last year. For more, let's go out to Meredith and David Cone in the Bronx.
Thanks, Bob. Fans already filing in. If and when this one gets underway, it's going to be a rowdy crowd here in the Bronx. We know what is at stake. Win or go home for the Yankees. And David, we know when it gets underway, it's going to be Jameson Taillon on the mound. What can we expect from Taillon tonight?
I think that Aaron Boone's probably going to try to read it early, get him one time through the lineup if possible, and then kind of go from there. You need to get 5 innings out of either him or Nestor or Domingo Germán. I mean, that's really the story. The first 5 innings of the game, how many can Jameson give you, and then who follows?
When I spoke to Taillon, he said it is so important that he treats this like any other game. Just make sure he goes out there and attacks hitters from the jump. A lot easier said than done, I would think. What type of nerves do you think he is going to be dealing with this evening?
A lot, right now especially, and you're kind of waiting around wondering what time the game's going to start, and then trying to get through the first inning is always a big key for any starting pitcher. manager, but especially in a big game. You want to get off to a good start. You want to allow your team to score first if possible. Everybody talks about all the old cliches, but there's a reason that they are cliches, because who scores first is important in these big games.
You mentioned when they get started preparing right now with rain in the forecast. Obviously, how much does that change his approach of not knowing when this one is going to start?
Probably changes in that maybe another cup or two of coffee, you know, as he likes to brew his own. So I imagine the coffee's brewing in that clubhouse right now. Nestor Cortez has got his own barista over there too. So I imagine there's the smell of coffee wafting from the clubhouse right now.
You mentioned Nestor Cortez. Aaron Boone said he would be available in the bullpen. They probably couldn't push him too far. Do you expect to see him tonight?
Absolutely, I do. I think there's a lane there, you know, the proverbial lane that we always talk about. It's certainly those left-handed batters, whether it's Stephen Kwan at the top of the lineup or Naylor, who's giving the Yankees some trouble. That's the lane for Nestor. It depends on when that comes. And then sandwiched around that, how do you get to the short relievers? There's Domingo Germán in play as well to help Nestor maybe go two, Taillon, depending on how far he can go, and does Domingo have to come in there and fill in the blanks? Because you have to get some innings from somebody to get you to the 6th or 7th inning.
Aaron Boone was asked a lot about who is available, who he would go to, and how he's going to try to navigate himself through this game. He did say that Garrett Cole texted him and said, if you need me, I could be available too. Aaron Boone said he's going to shy away from that, obviously, throwing 100-plus pitches yesterday. He said he'd be a little hesitant to go to Severino as well, but everyone else is indeed out there and an option for Aaron Boone. And they've used this bullpen heavy because of the way this series is set up. And how much do you think he can get from guys like Wandy?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, Wandy's pitched in all 4 games and 3 in a row. He's been so efficient, though, so you kind of feel like he can keep the ball down, get ground balls, doesn't have a lot of deep counts, so maybe you can use him for a couple batters or an inning here or there. But I would not be surprised, especially if we get into extra innings, that Luis Severino's in play. He's the guy that I've always thought, starting Game 3, that you could bring back into Game 5 and be a guy who could swing and miss. He could give you that strikeout ability either in the 9th, 10th, or 11th inning. So even though he said he'd try to stay away from Luis Severino, I'm looking at Luis going, he's the guy in extra innings for me.
Time will tell whether or not that is the case. The Yankees hoping they do not need extra innings tonight. They are hoping just to play baseball this evening. Now, David, earlier you mentioned Guardian starter Aaron Cibao. Now, the Yankees have faced him twice this season. They have handled him both times. Do you think they bring added confidence into tonight, knowing what he throws and how well they've hit against him?
I think so. I mean, he's not a power guy. He's got a good curveball, throws a lot of cutters, a lot of sinkers, nothing straight, but nothing's above 90 miles an hour very often as well. So I think you're going to see some breaking balls and some cutters up in the zone, out over the plate. That's what we've seen in the past. The question is, can the Yankees convert that to big flies and big home runs? And I think I would say yes, that's the formula for the Yankees. They're going to get some pitches to hit. The question is, can they do damage on them, whether it's Giancarlo Stanton or Aaron Judge, maybe Harrison Bader again, the big surprise of the postseason. So they will get some balls to drive.
You mentioned Harrison Bader. Did you ever expect that type of pop, especially in the postseason?
I don't think we knew what to expect playing in St. Louis. It's such a big park there. Although I will say this, when the Yankees traded for him, their analytics department said they thought his power would play up in Yankee Stadium, especially the other way. Now, we haven't seen the other way. We've seen him hit some bombs to left field as he looks to pull. So, yeah, he's strong. He uses his legs. He gets a lot into his swing. So, yeah, there's no reason why he can't, if he gets good pitches to hit, to be able to drive the ball.
David, gut feeling, how does this one play out?
I like the Yankees' chances at home. I think Jameson Taillon is up for the match. I think the key's the first inning. Get him through that first inning, and then things will settle down. I think he'll go deeper than people think that he will. And I think Yankees will get pitches to hit tonight from Cibao, and they will do damage early.
Well, Yankees fans, I'm sure, love to hear that from you. That's going to do it for David Cohn and myself for now. Bob, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you, guys. Tonight could be the kind of game that we talk about for a long time. And as soon as the last out is recorded on TBS, make sure you come right back here. Win or lose for the WB Mason postgame, we will go over all the highlights in the studio. Plus, we'll have reaction from Aaron Boone and any players who make an impact. Well, Jameson Taillon threw 18 pitches in relief on Friday, while his counterpart, Aaron Cibao, has not pitched yet in the postseason. Coming up next, Flash and I will spotlight the starters as we take a break right now.
The previous owners left in a hurry, so...
toda la familia roja en esta antesala, que muchas cosas que resaltar, independientemente del 0-2, cosas interesantísimas del equipo que yo creo que hay que resaltar porque el picheo abridor ha estado bastante bien independientemente de los resultados. Y bueno, varios novatos como Edis Leonard que me han dejado un muy buen sabor de boca.
Así es, ayer en el caso de Humberto Mejía le correspondió pues hacer la apertura por parte de los Leones y 5 entradas y 2 de ellas de hecho le retiró de 1, 2 y 3. De verdad que por ese aspecto ha estado bastante positivo el picheo escarlata.
Sabes que Mejía tiene una historia interesante. Mejía estuvo jugando todo el torneo en México, jugó con 3 equipos. Y él estuvo siendo parte de ese equipo de Panamá, porque es panameño, que estuvo tratando de clasificar al Clásico Mundial, que de hecho lo lograron. Recuerden que Panamá estuvo en ese Clásico Mundial del 2009. 2009 que a uno no le gusta recordar porque compartimos el grupo D con Panamá, República Dominicana y bueno, también Países Bajos, ese 2009 donde perdimos en 2 ocasiones, pero Humberto Mejía metió el brazo con Panamá, metió el brazo con el Escogido ayer y es un tipo que se confía mucho en su brazo para esta República Escarlata.
Mira, también yo creo que destacar que el palo de foul de Angel Beltré, por lo menos a mí me dejó traumado.
Yo quería alarlo para
Claro
acá.
que sí, este es el segundo compromiso, señores, de los Leones en la temporada acá como home club en el Estadio Quisqueya Juan Marichal y en esta oportunidad estaremos recibiendo a los Gigantes del Cibao, actuales campeones y que por el momento tienen récord de 1-1, así que va a ser un enfrentamiento bastante interesante el que se va a vivir esta noche acá en el Estadio Quisqueya Juan Marichal.
Sin dudas, el año pasado se enfrentaron en 8 ocasiones, recuerden que era solamente 40 partidos, y de esas 8 ocasiones el equipo rojo ganó 6, incluyendo las primeras 2, que lo sobrenotaron 20-1, así que los actuales campeones contra el único equipo que ha repetido campeonatos en temporadas consecutivas, los Leones, en los últimos 10 años.
Así mismo es. Y nosotros nos vamos a nuestra primera pausa acá en la República Escarlata. Usted no se mueva porque esta es la antesala del partido que se va a significar esta noche entre Leones del Escogido y Gigantes del Cibao. Venimos en breve, no se muevan.
Dime, ¿vamos para el mambo o no vamos para el mambo? Tú me dices, mami. Zumba.
El Freezer te invita a los eventos más importantes del año. Compra tu presidente grande a 140 pesos. Entra al freezerinvita.com y regístrate para seguir ganando premios y experiencias únicas. El Freezer Invita, presidente.
A&B Electromuebles. Ven y llévatelo todo, con dinero o sin dinero. Te lo dice Bonnie Cepeda.
Llévatelo todo, pero con calor.
A&B Electromuebles con 7 tiendas en Santo Domingo. Además, Bonao, La Vega, Santiago, Mao, ya en Jarabacoa y próximamente en Puerto Plata.
Tropical mi sol, tropical mi tierra, tropical mi mar y hasta mis estrellas. Tropical mi ritmo, lleno de sabor. Tropical mi gente, tropical soy yo. Pintura tropical, pinta mi vida de los colores de la alegría. Pintura tropical, pinta mi canto de aquellas cosas que yo amo tanto. Pintura tropical.
Vive la magia tropical.
Aló, viejo, ya nos vamos.
¿Renovaste tu marbete?
Bueno, te quedaste.
Renueva tu Marbete 2022-2023 a partir del 18 de octubre 2022 desde nuestra página web de gii.gov.do o en cualquiera de las entidades financieras autorizadas.
Compra tu Marbete y móntate en la ruta.
Dirección General de Impuestos Internos, cercana y transparente.
Acidez estomacal. Omeprazol Mamey.
Omeprazol Mamey, disponible en su farmacia favorita.
Ese batazo es imparable, así como la energía de LTH. Con su exclusiva tecnología Power Frames es garantía de confianza, calidad y durabilidad. Que la energía no se detenga. LTH, energía que no se detiene. Distribuye Grupo Cometa, con representantes en todo el país.
Estamos de regreso en la República Escarlata y ahora, señores, yo tengo un olor al lado, un olor al lado. Este caballero vino y se puso su cordón de una vez, porque él tiene que salir en pinta aquí, ¿verdad que sí?
Claro, no, buena, picante, siempre tiene que estar al día, gracias a Dios.
Picante, Angel Beltré con nosotros acá en la República Escarlata. Tú sabes que el otro día, tú eres de los más activos en cuanto a coro y movimiento. Tú me estabas diciendo antes del juego que había que cuadrar cuál es la celebración que se va a hacer cuando se envasen. Ya tú la tienes.
Tenemos una coreografía ahí sencilla, que eso es lo que está viral en las redes, algo de pan. Y estamos en proceso para terminarla.
Ven acá, Angel. Hablamos ahora hace algunos segundos sobre el sobrenombre Picante. La canción que te ponen que se llama así, que viene un remix. Para romper un poquito el hielo, háblame primero sobre eso.
¿Quién te dio ese tip? Viene algo que se está cocinando, un remix que ya la canción tiene ya varios años y venimos algún corito, ay. Eso viene, eso lo vamos a agregar. Picante, Angel Beltré.
Mira, tiene que ser, Angel, de las canciones más conocidas en la liga, porque ya tú tienes un tiempo utilizándola y ya todo el mundo la canta antes de que tú llegues, aún el equipo tuyo sea visitante.
Sí, una realidad, yo creo que ya tengo del 2010 con esa canción. Sí tengo el año exacto y se ha mantenido, gracias a Dios. Lo bueno es que, como te digo, nos mantenemos en salud y 100% para dar lo que uno puede al equipo.
Hablando de picante, tu temporada pasada fue la más picante de tu carrera, en todo el sentido de la palabra. ¿Qué cambió con respecto a ese 2021 que probablemente no se pudo unir en temporadas anteriores?
Yo creo que la preparación, siempre es lo primordial de un atleta, la preparación, y yo creo que el enfoque y algo, un ambiente diferente, que la oportunidad que me dio el Escogido, lo he Escogido, y eso ha sido un impacto en mi carrera y lo he podido aprovechar.
Mira, y a propósito de que hoy enfrentamiento contra los Gigantes del Cibao, a la gente siempre le gusta saber cómo está el ánimo dentro del equipo, cómo se sienten.
No, el equipo está, a pesar de los dos juegos que perdimos, fueron juegos que nosotros luchamos hasta el final, y entonces ya el primer juego fueron 14 innings y se vio la química del partido y del equipo en sí, pero yo creo que estamos supermente por encima y con la expectativa que nosotros vamos a seguir adelante.
Tú y Jimmy Paredes, de los nativos, son los más veteranos en el conjunto. Aunque se han perdido 2 partidos, tú destacas algo que es sumamente importante. El picheo abridor ha estado ahí y la defensa también. ¿Qué se dice en el Clubhouse, tomando en cuenta que quedan todavía 48 partidos para seguir con la cabeza en alto, porque la temporada está completa todavía?
Sí, como te digo, no tuvimos los resultados que queríamos, pero el equipo se vio bien unido y estamos el 100%. Nosotros dentro del Clubhouse y en el terreno estamos con la cabeza alta y el ánimo tan alto. De hoy para adelante comenzar, como quien dice, algo diferente y a dar el 100% en el terreno.
Mira, hablábamos Manuel y yo antes de la entrevista contigo de que nos ha gustado cómo se ha visto el picheo abridor del Escogido esta temporada. ¿Qué te ha gustado en la pequeña muestra que son 2 juegos hasta el momento?
Nosotros tenemos, yo creo, uno de los mejores abridores del equipo, de la temporada, para decirte en sí, y los abridores están 100% en salud y han demostrado lo que uno siempre esperaba, que dar del quinto inning, sexto inning, y lo han demostrado.
Bien, finalmente hay que hacer la pausa. 2 cosas. Dime quién es tu mejor compañero, con quién es que mejor te llevas en el conjunto y por qué. Y tú mismo, yo te voy a dar el micrófono para que mandes a la pausa con un mensaje a la República Escarlata.
Yo, en realidad, yo creo que todos son los mejores compañeros. Me llevo súper excelente con todos. Siempre hay un afecto hacia otro con uno, pero estoy 100% desde arriba hasta abajo con todo, que es lo importante. Y a los televidentes que se les quiere, que nos sigan apoyando. Y Leones, ya tú sabes, picante, picante.
Nuestra visión y pasión han crecido en el tiempo, transformándose en un ron apreciado por su calidad y legado. Hoy Brugal es reconocida como una marca país, representando con orgullo lo mejor de la dominicanidad. 5 generaciones han seleccionado las mejores barricas, manteniendo intactas la atención al detalle y la búsqueda incesante de la calidad absoluta. Cada botella de Brugal es embajadora de lo mejor de nosotros, aquí y en todo el mundo.
Brugal, la perfección del ron.
Los dominicanos han demostrado por qué son el final. Y su plan móvil Altis también.
Cámbiate a Altis con un plan Pro que incluye todas las apps libres, 20 gigas de data con navegación abierta, minutos libres Altis 24/7 y roaming incluido a más de 50 destinos en los 5 continentes por solo 749,50 pesos por 6 meses.
Altis, orgullosamente la red global de los dominicanos.
Las filtraciones pueden aguarle el día a cualquiera. Por eso Pinturas Popular ha desarrollado Dry Block Waterproofing, una nueva generación de impermeabilizantes 100% acrílicos elastoméricos, formulados con la máxima tecnología para resistir el estancamiento de agua en los techos. Dry Block Waterproofing de Pinturas Popular, una nueva generación de impermeabilizantes acrílicos elastoméricos, extrasiliconados y uretanizados.
Generamos el cambio poniendo toda nuestra energía. Cada trabajo, cada proyecto, cada meta, solo se logra con energía. Energía positiva, energía generada, energía distribuida. La puedes ver en los ojos de la gente que trabaja para llevar energía a todos nuestros clientes. Usemos la energía de manera responsable y eficiente. Trabajemos juntos para eliminar el fraude. El compromiso es que todos paguemos la luz a tiempo para tener energía todo el tiempo. Juntos lo lograremos. Edesur, energía positiva para ti.
La remodelación, ampliación y modernización de la autopista Duarte ya es una realidad visible. Estamos interviniendo la más importante vía de comunicación del país, desde el kilómetro 9 hasta llegar a Montecristi. Esa majestuosa vía tendrá 270 kilómetros de extensión. Nunca antes se había hecho una intervención tan integral para hacer la autopista Duarte más hermosa, amplia y segura para todos. Tomando a Santiago como punto intermedio, terminamos el tramo hasta La Vega y recién inauguramos el distribuidor de La Penda y el cruce de Soto. Avanzamos con firmeza. La autopista Duarte está cambiando.
Ministerio de Obras Públicas y Comunicaciones, cercano a la gente.
Acidez, indigestión o diarrea. Si tu día pinta mal, píntalo de rosa con Pepto-Bismol, que cubre, protege y actúa para aliviar acidez, indigestión y diarrea desde la primera toma.
Estamos de regreso en la antesala, la República Escarlata. Y ahora, Manuel, vamos a venir con unas cuantas notas rojas para que ustedes estén enterados de qué está pasando por acá. Como que, por ejemplo, ya Pedro Severino y Jordani Valdespín han realizado hoy práctica de bateo en vivo para ponerse a tono y debutar durante el fin de semana. Severino jugó este año en las mayores con los Cerveceros de Milwaukee y yo diría que uno de los favoritos para la receptoría en el Clásico.
Sin duda, si Valdespín, que recién llega, recuerden que Valdespín, tú eres un león,
claro
nació aquí, nació hace varios años en una postemporada round robin donde se adueñó con el equipo rojo. También buenas noticias. Aneuro y Zabala se tomará un descanso esta noche luego de trabajar en días consecutivos. 2 entradas y hizo uso de su potente bola rápida y ponchó a 4 bateadores. Cuando digo buenas noticias, no es porque va a descansar en el día de hoy, sino por lo bien que ha lucido. Ese muchacho tiene una bola rápida, bastante rápida, pertenece a Miami, terminó en Liga Grande. Yo creo que si puede controlar esa velocidad, tendremos un relevista respetado para rato.
No, y también necesario, hay que recordar que usted dirá, ¿por qué descanso? Señores, vamos a jugar de manera consecutiva. Hasta el jueves no hay día libre, o sea, todos estos días se seguirán jugando, incluyendo mañana que volveremos a hacer nuevamente home club. Vamos a seguir con otra de las notas rojas. Trey Wingenter estuvo lanzando una práctica de bateo en vivo y estará disponible durante el fin de semana también. Se espera que el derecho tenga un rol de importancia en el relevo rojo, así que eso es uno de los importados que se anunciaron ya en los últimos días y bueno, ahí está. Vamos entonces ahora también a continuar y pedir por ahí mismo que nos manden el enfrentamiento para ver el enfrentamiento del día de hoy, que será frente a los Gigantes del Cibao.
Sí, señor, actuales campeones de la pelota invernal dominicana. Duelo interesante, repetimos cómo iniciamos esta antesala. Estos dos equipos se enfrentaron en 8 ocasiones la temporada pasada. ¿Por qué 8? Bueno, porque eran 40 partidos y los Leones ganaron 6 de esos 8. Ahí vemos el enfrentamiento, Natacha.
Así mismo, por los Leones tendremos al lanzador derecho Josh A. Smith. Y en su actuación fue 8 salidas de 2-1, porcentaje de carreras limpias de 3.66, el promedio o media entre bases por bolas y ponches fue de 9 y 25. Y por parte de los Gigantes del Cibao va a estar el lanzador derecho Jorge Martínez. 5 aperturas le estuvo la pasada temporada también por acá en la Liga Invernal, pero no con los Gigantes. Y ahí pues tuvo foja de 1-1. Creo que fue con los Toros que vino.
Sí, señor, él debutó en el 2015 con el Licey, luego ha venido con los Toros 3 años y ahora está con los Gigantes. En el caso de Joe Smith, es un lanzador veterano con experiencia de grandes ligas, ha lanzado en Corea, ha lanzado en México, no es un ponchador, pero es un lanzador que localiza bien y eso se adapta perfectamente al estadio Quisqueya Juan Marichal, que es bastante amplio.
Claro, y ya casi nosotros por acá estamos a minutos de iniciar el partido. Yo te voy a decir algo, yo todavía siento el perfume de Angel Beltré aquí.
Sí.
Yo creo que yo voy a llegar a mi casa.
Él dijo que era el vinagre.
No, porque hay que decirte algo. En la presentación, el lanzamiento de la temporada, él dijo que el uniforme de los Leones es el que tiene el verdadero sazón, el verdadero condimento. Que por cierto, Manuel, yo tengo que preguntarte, ¿cuál es tu uniforme favorito de los nuevos que se lanzaron esta temporada?
Mira, a mí me gustan todos, pero el negro está a otro level.
Tú eres mío,
a otro nivel. Están todos bonitos.
Sí.
Mira, este rojo se ve bellísimo en televisión, pero el negro está mortal.
Por cierto, el uniforme rojo lo están utilizando hoy por primera vez. Ya
Señor.
se utilizó el blanco, el negro y hoy pues estrenando el uniforme rojo de Leones, que cuando yo lo veo pienso en David Ortiz.
Sin dudas, sin dudas.
Bueno, entonces Manuel, hemos llegado al final de esta República Escarlata. Usted no se mueva porque en minutos ya va a iniciar el enfrentamiento primero de la temporada contra los Gigantes del Cibao.
Tabla en el día de hoy.
Tabla, claro que sí, el palo del león. Así que señores, quédense en sintonía porque en breve viene la transmisión.
Mano, ¿y de verdad tú te vas a comer eso así? Bueno, mi hermano, eso no fue lo que te enseñó la doña, ¿no? Tú sabes que a eso le falta su guira y su tambora. Ok, ahora con aceite crisol criollo, con un toque de orégano, ajo y cebolla, se de lo dominicano.
Quiero que entiendas algo. El trabajo es un valor que debemos mantener, pero sin descuidarnos de la familia.
Mexana. Vive la vida sana.
Con Leasing the Budget Car Rental, puedes sumar a tu flota de transporte vehículos nuevos sin la necesidad de comprar. Contrátalo de 12 a 60 meses. Cotice ahora. 809-566-6666.
¿Acidez estomacal? Omeprazol Mamey. Omeprazol Mamey, disponible en su farmacia favorita.
Buen trabajo de Salomón Torres, una entrada que parecía bien peligrosa para un equipo que batea tanto como son los orientales.
Tomás Troncoso Cuesta nació el 29 de septiembre de 1935 en Santo Domingo, hijo de doña Estela Cuesta y el profesor Manolín Troncoso, del cual heredó la afición por los deportes.
Conocí a Tomás en el 48 por ahí. Entonces teníamos 63 años de casados y 70 juntos, todos los días, que era como si fuera su primer día cada vez que hacía los trabajos. Y otra cosa, antes no había camarita ni había cosa, todo lo llevaba ahí. Y escrito, y dividía y restaba y todo. Él no conoció la computadora.
Tomás fue figura importante en la conformación de la Selección Nacional de Béisbol, que ganó el oro en los Juegos Centroamericanos y del Caribe en Jamaica en 1962. Ese mismo año, en calidad de comentarista, formó parte del equipo que realizó la primera transmisión de los Juegos de Grandes Ligas junto a Billy Berroa, Max Álvarez y Elis Pérez.
Se me apareció Tomás Troncoso, me dijo que quería hablar conmigo. Me dijo que él quería integrarse a la transmisión como comentarista. Nos demostró que él tenía razón. En su comentario, él no solo describía lo que acababa de suceder, como la mayoría de los comentaristas, sino que él explicaba el porqué. Tomás lo hacía con fervor, con gran dedicación y con mucha pasión, y creó un estilo diferente. Esa fue la gran contribución de Tomás Troncoso, que nos
hito en la Radio Nacional, los deportes en marcha. Todo un bastión.
Tomás Troncoso, que nos enseñó.
Conocedor de su materia, responsable, y aunque a veces personas no comulgaban con su estilo, pero Tomás hacía ameno una transmisión.
Tomás es hermano del ingeniero Manuel Chiqui Troncoso. Se casó con doña Ani Rojas y procreó 4 hijos: Ana Lisset, Giovanca, Jacqueline y Tommy.
Mi papá estudió ingeniería, primeramente en la universidad, pero su amor por los deportes y el amor que le tenía mi abuelo, Manolín Troncoso, que era educador, pero era ingeniero también,
lo llevó a amar el deporte en todas sus facetas. Su presencia está con nosotros cada día de nuestras vidas. Hablo en plural porque nosotros somos una familia muy unida. Él nos quería mucho a todos y nosotros a él. Mi papá era muy especial, era único. Todos los sábados aquí era que él se sentaba siempre en esta mecedora y cómo nos juntábamos aquí todos y él disfrutaba tanto este momento con sus 4 hijos, sus 12 nietos, todos sus bisnietos.
Algo que nunca voy a olvidar fue la primera vez que papi me llevó al Estadio Quisqueya a un partido de los Tigres del Licey. Al cabo de los años fui madrina del Licey y fui madrina invicta, porque en ese entonces ganamos el torneo invernal y también ganamos la Serie del Caribe, que fue celebrada ese año en la República Dominicana.
Algo que llevo dentro de mí son los valores de mi padre, cómo nos enseñó a nosotros el respeto y la ética. Tomás Troncoso fue grande y déjeme decirle a todos ustedes que yo me di cuenta, después del fallecimiento de papi, hubo uno que me llamó la atención de las personas que me llamaron y me dijeron que se llaman Tomás por Tomás Troncoso. Y eso me llenó a mí de una satisfacción tan grande que la verdad, papi, que tú no te imaginas el legado que tú le dejaste a todos nosotros aquí en la República Dominicana. Yo me siento sumamente orgulloso de haberte tenido como padre. Y papi, yo te quiero mucho.
Yo estoy muy orgulloso de, además de llevar su apellido, llevar su nombre. Y decir que lo extrañamos muchísimo.
Papá Tomás, está de más decirte que para mí y para mis hermanos fuiste un padre, un abuelo ejemplar para tus nietos.
Era una persona que tenía un trato muy especial con cada uno de sus nietos.
A papá Tomás le gustaba la mecedora de la terraza y hacía muchas historias allá.
Papá Tomás fue un excelente abuelo, cariñoso, tierno, muy dulce con todos nosotros.
Papá Tomás, te queremos mucho.
Troncoso Cuesta, ícono de la comunicación deportiva dominicana, desde 1963 laboró con las Águilas Cibaeñas.
Oye, Adrián Beltré frente al Licey ha jugado tremenda tercera base. En otros juegos contra el Escogido yo lo he visto hacer pifias, pero contra el Licey ha jugado brillante aquí en el Quisqueya.
Los Leones del Escogido.
Bueno, vamos a aclarar que le dio un rolling, aparentemente la bola le golpeó a Furcal.
Y los Tigres del Licey, estos últimos por varias décadas.
Tomás Troncoso, a mi juicio, es la voz más emblemática que podemos encontrar en toda la historia de la cabina de transmisión de los Tigres del Licey, sin lugar a dudas. Yo, desde que tengo uso de razón, lo estoy viendo aquí en la
Presidente, tu fría favorita. Y Copa Banreservas presentan. Banreservas presenta. Hoy los Leones reciben a los Gigantes del Cibao. Los Gigantes vienen por su tabla escarlata y se la vamos a dar esta noche en el Estadio Quisqueya Juan Marichal. Gigantes versus Leones. A continuación.
Saludos amigos, muy buenas noches, tengan todos bienvenidos una vez más al Estadio Quisqueya Juan Marichal, transmisión de los Leones del Escogido que esta noche reciben a los Gigantes del Cibao en la Copa Banreservas, torneo 2022-2023 dedicado a don Tomás Troncoso Cuesta in memoriam. Ya están en el terreno de juego los dueños de casa, Leones del Escogido, que tendrán al derecho Josh Smith en la lomita, y por los Gigantes el cubano Jorge Martínez, dos veteranos, 37 años Martínez, 35 Smith, un veterano de Liga Menor. Ahí están sus números, los de Smith, 2-1, 366 en la Liga Independiente, y el
acordado marchar. Entonces así marcharon de acá de la Puerta de la Misericordia hacia la Puerta del Conde, donde reitero, allí le esperaban otros ensanches, Bobadilla, que al momento era quien estaba al frente de la situación.
Pero que ha tenido ese ascenso, este año tuvo la oportunidad de demostrarlo. Él puede jugar tanto la inicial como tercera, estuvo alternando básicamente con una misma cantidad de partidos jugando esas dos bases en la Liga Independiente del Atlántico, pero ofensivamente él ha demostrado que ese bate está ahí, ya lo hizo en ese partido viniendo como emergente, una sustitución que con los movimientos que se dieron, primero era Valenzuela, pero luego el dirigente José Leger, cuando llega el veterano Derrick Lupo, entonces responde con Andretti Cordero y ya ustedes saben cuál fue la historia de ese partido.
Así es, vimos hace unos instantes ahí a Orlando Calixte, otro de los jugadores que ya uno sabe lo que puede esperar de Calixte. Ha jugado una defensa premium en estos primeros dos partidos, buena defensa allá en San Francisco de Macorís. Ayer también atrapó una línea también que de irse, pues iba a ser un doble, era una etiqueta de doble que tenía ese batazo. Calixte también haciéndolo con el bate, conectó un triple, su tercer triple en la Liga Dominicana de Béisbol, sumando todos los tramos, pero el primero de manera en serie regular con las Águilas Cibaeñas, y ahí está el hombre, siempre con una excelente forma física y dispuesto a darlo todo.
Otro que viene de un gran año en la Liga Mexicana, ya ha mostrado ese talento. Él fue drafteado por las Águilas Cibaeñas en algún momento, luego entonces pasó al conjunto de las Estrellas Orientales, tuvo un regreso como refuerzo que se fue seleccionado en el draft previo a una semifinal y posteriormente entonces luego regresa a la organización de las Águilas Cibaeñas. De esos aguiluchos que al ser seleccionados pues asumieron ese color y él lo ha demostrado así, lo hizo en aquel momento cuando estuvo en playoff y ya tiene un par de temporadas aquí demostrando ese talento, uno de los jugadores también más completos que tiene el béisbol de República Dominicana en estos momentos.
Sin duda Calixte es uno de esos jugadores que también han formado parte de las Estrellas previamente de las Águilas junto a Amén Rosario, ese grupo de Junior Leiva también.
A Neuri Tavares, que correcto, hoy estará también en alineación como parte de los movimientos que tendrá el dirigente José Leger. Vámonos a una pausa para en breve entonces ya detallar ambas alineaciones previo al inicio del partido hoy en el Estadio Cibao frente a las Estrellas Orientales.
Dime, ¿vamos para el mambo o no vamos para el mambo? Tú me dices, mami. Zumba.
El Freezer te invita a los eventos más importantes del año. Compra tu Presidente Grande a 140 pesos. Entra al freezerinvita.com y regístrate para seguir ganando premios y experiencias únicas. El Freezer Invita, Presidente.
Aló, viejo, ya nos vamos.
¿Renovaste tu marbete?
Bueno, te quedaste.
Renueva tu Marbete 2022-2023 a partir del 18 de octubre 2022 desde nuestra página web de gii.gov.do o en cualquiera de las entidades financieras autorizadas.
Compra tu Marbete y móntate en la ruta.
Dirección General de Impuestos Internos, cercana y transparente.
Les presento el nuevo Macier Advance. Primer y único gel detergente más cloro espumante. Quita manchas, es desgrasante y antibacterial. Simplifíquese la vida. Macier Advance lo hace todo.
De regreso al Estadio Cibao, la casa de las Águilas Cibaeñas, Juan, un partido frente a las Estrellas, también un conjunto que ha tenido muchos movimientos, cambios en su alineación, un grupo joven que al igual que las Águilas Cibaeñas pues ha tenido la oportunidad en estos momentos pues de iniciar en estas primeras 3 fechas de la Liga Dominicana.
No hay dudas de eso, el equipo de las Estrellas pues como el resto de la Liga Dominicana de Béisbol pues haciendo esos ajustes, ¿verdad?, que hay que hacer, darle oportunidad a varios jugadores para que los dirigentes vayan sabiendo con qué pieza es la que se puede contar ya cuando lleguen los momentos apremiantes. Así que aquí estamos viendo la alineación de los visitantes.
De las Estrellas Orientales que tienen en el día de hoy bateando primero a Atena en el campo corto, que fue la figura importante ayer con un batazo.